Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Utah. And to a whole video dedicated to Tim the Volkswagen. Why? Because Tim hasn't been in a video in a while, and I feel kind of bad for him. So, this is a whole video dedicated to his existence and his very, very short history and other things. Starting, I guess, with this car here and also just this place. This is the Utah map, and in my first proper video and my first BeamNG video, can't quite remember the exact title. Editor me, please put it up on screen. Thank you. Roughly halfway through the video, the audio just completely decided to not work, sadly. So, if you want, you can watch that video. You're not gonna be able to tell what I'm gonna say by the time this car is shown up, but yeah, that happened. But that video is important for two reasons. A, my first proper video, and first BeamNG video, which is technically three. And B, or C perhaps, this car here. Now, in that video, insert timestamp here. Please put that there. Thank you, editor. Me. I had grabbed this Volkswagen here, this exact car, basically, with the exception of license plate number, but it does have the right license plate at least. This Volkswagen is the American spec. I believe it was the 1600. Could be wrong. Oh, it actually says right here it's the 1600. And it's the right top sunroof with the automatic. I grabbed this car. Sorry for the lag. It's kind of like the game doesn't like the fact that there's so many of these things loaded in, so it's going to be a little laggy this video. But I loaded this car in and then just drove it around and proceeded to drive it into a river somewhere around here. Oh, actually, I think this was the exact spot right here. I would have to check the video again, or from what you can, but I'm pretty sure it was that exact spot I parked the vehicle in, or at least somewhere along the line in the river around here. And that was the end of this car. And in that video, for fun, I just randomly decided to name the car Tim. It was the first name that popped into my head, just because, screw it, it's a Volkswagen, why not name it? And, that was the beginning of Tim. Now, for anyone that really watches my channel, you probably recognize Tim for this. This car is also my channel banner, but, well, I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, Tim started out as white. And, well, that was just due to that being the basic color that this car came with. And if I were to click on a color when loading this thing up, it would still load up white. I would have to physically go into the menu and then change the color that way instead of choosing it when spawning it in. So the car was just white. And honestly, I wasn't planning on doing much with this car, but I kind of thought about it. And I was like, no, this could be just sort of like a random recurring character for fun. And that's what I did, starting in the not next video, but the video after that. My fourth video on the channel and third proper video, the Volkswagen Beetle review video, where I decided again, as a joke, I would load up a version of Tim where he's all rusty, which is an actual regular configuration in the game, but I just painted the car white and said it's what happened to Tim after he was sitting in the water for too long. And I used this car towards the beginning of the video, and by the end, he reappeared again. Now this car, I spawned it exactly the same, just changed the license plate so it's a little more accurate. Don't know the exact number combination. Too lazy to look, so it just says it's just the virtual reality plate. But I had the car look like this just for fun. Then I said by the end, Tim had been redone. Here he is. And I ended that video with crashing him. That was for one very specific reason. I didn't quite like Tim as a white regular Volkswagen. By that point. That and for a while, ever since I got this mod that has the Volkswagen in it, I was like, no, I'm gonna probably make my own configuration with a specific variant that is just like my sort of dream spec Volkswagen. Like if I were to own one in real life, it would look just like that. So I crashed him on purpose so I could have an excuse to change his look. And, well, this is what it was. I went into the garage feature because it's kind of an underutilized thing in this game. And I actually started with this white Beetle as a base and modified it, changed every part out until I had something that I liked that also looked a lot like my Matchbox car that I have in a YouTube short. And, well, here it is. It's properly Tim. Has the automatic, which in real life I wouldn't actually have the automatic. I would have a manual. I just made this car an automatic for ease of drivability in a video. So there's that. But this car is the proper spec, and even for that video, I even got a New York State license plate mod. It's an outdated license plate, but still, it's that. And I have the license plate number here, 4048. 40 being my sort of racing number in Forza, and 48 being Jimmy Johnson's racing number, my favorite NASCAR driver ever. And then, well, Tim. And also, fun fact, that is actually a possible combination for a license plate in New York State. Being 3 letters, 4 numbers. The odds of you actually being able to get such a specific thing is very unlikely, and probably, in fact, never happened, but you could actually, theoretically, end up with this on accident. So, it even makes sense. I'll be getting back to that car in a second. Now this, I want to quickly mention, this was a joke car. In the first episode of How Long Can It Last, back before it even had a name, I used Tim as the first car. And for fun, I decided to jokingly say, this is Tim, this Autobell Piccolina. It very clearly isn't. It's just a regular Autobell Piccolina 110 that I put the license plate on. Also, as a little joke, I decided to put 420 instead of 4048 just for fun. And the color actually is exactly the same, which is a unique color. This wasn't like any normal color that you could get with the mod or in BeamNG. In general, it was a custom red color I made. And I saved that color and then put it onto this car. But, so yeah, that's just a quick little mention of that car there. Now, I guess it's time to really get to real Tim. And I guess I could start with why he hasn't been in a video. It's for the simple reason of me forgetting, honestly. I kind of forgot he was even a thing I had. That and I really just could not find a place to put Tim. Now let's remove all the other cars. I couldn't really fit him into a video anywhere. So I just sort of didn't put him in a video. At some point, I might have him appear in more videos. For right now, though, don't expect to see him anytime soon. Also, other quick thing. Right there, right by those garage doors, is where I took a screenshot and made my channel banner with this car here. See what else there is to talk about. Oh, I guess I could mention the Volkswagen in general. I mentioned this back in my mod review. Why exactly is it the Volkswagen Beetle? Well, honestly, I like these cars for... Well, actually, I still don't know why. I remember how I first saw them, but I don't know why I ever liked the car. I do know it was one of the first ever weird cars that I liked, and actually I like it so much at some point I'm going to own one, and when I will own one, it's going to be a 63 ragtop, just like this, basically. So at some point, Tim may actually be in the real world, So, for me, this is a rather important thing, this car here. Because basically, you're looking at potentially a future vehicle. Whenever I start making, like, IRL content. When I get a camera for my birthday. Instead of my phone. And whenever I'm going to be able to afford one of these things. Because they're going up in value quite a lot, these cars. Now, what was I going to say? Right. Now I remember. So this car, the reason why I like it is because of the movie Herbie Fully Loaded. I watched that when I was like, I would say 5 or 6 one time. I remember it pretty well. Me, my sister, and my mom, we were all just in the living room, very bored, not sure what to do, and we were just looking for TV channels, and Herbie Fully Loaded was being played on TV. And my mom had asked me, hey, do you want to watch this as a car thing? And I was like, sure. My sister doesn't like cars at all. Actually, my mom doesn't either, but she knew what I like. So, my sister was very much protesting it, but we ended up still watching it anyway. And from that point on, I was like, no, I like the Volkswagen. I want one. And I still want one till this day. Now well, actually, it's probably 10 years now I think about it. If I was like 5 or 6, I'm 15, almost 16 now. So probably it's been about 10 years since I first saw that film, and oh crap. They're not very stable cars, are they? And I still really, really want one of these things. To the point where this car exists here. And you also probably know, if you watched my YouTube shorts, my first few, they were all about my collection of Volkswagens. I have a huge collection of die-cast Volkswagens right now. And, actually, yeah, that's all I have. That's all I really was going to say. I have a huge collection of them. Jesus, it's not a very stable car. Like, honestly, I know that there are flaws with this vehicle. I know it's surprisingly underpowered, and I also know how it's not very safe, but I really don't care. And actually, because of this car, I very much want to have there's a bunch of other weird cars, actually, like the Reliant Robin, a Trabant, Citroen 2CV, PLP 50, all of these random weird cars most of you probably never heard of. I want to own, and that all started with the Volkswagen. In this, I want to own more than anything else. Actually, I kind of want it more than a Ford Mustang SVO, actually. Barely, but I want to. This was sort of my second dream car. It went from a fairly normal thing that everyone would want, a 1967 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 in pepper gray with black stripes, sort of like Eleanor from the United 62nd reboot spec, just not modified, just stock like that, because I had a die-cast of a car just like that, and actually I still have it, to a Volkswagen, something kind of like this actually, to now I guess the Ford Mustang SVO, and sort of the Volkswagen. This is basically my dream car now. Ah, damn it. I've crashed him. Poor thing. I think, what was I gonna say now? So yeah, actually this car is basically my dream car now. So I just did a full circle and accident. Huh. Alright, what else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, obviously probably Tim. You know, that's the whole point of this video is supposed to be about Tim. So, as for why else this car sort of exists, well, when I originally made the car, even though I said, I could make this a recurring character, it's not completely true. I sort of planned out giving it a name. Like, I sort of think out things in a very, very specific way. Like, I think, okay, I'm going to do this way. I plan ahead with things quite a bit. And I did that with this car. I was like, no, I kind of want a recurring character. So I'm going to grab this Volkswagen and I'm going to name it. And when I created it, I knew, okay, it's not really going to be a great recurring thing. It's not very unique or interesting. So I purposely crashed the car. And what I was inspired by was the character Dr. Treoris from DanTDM's modded Minecraft series. If you don't know who he is, he's sort of retired, I guess. Not quite from YouTube. It's kind of hard to explain. But he's a gaming YouTuber with a lot of subscribers. I don't remember how many it was. It's a lot, though. Actually, editor me, please put his number of subscribers on screen. Thank you. And he sort of, well, it was like the first YouTube channel I really watched and enjoyed. And he had a character in one of his Minecraft series. And, no, actually a few of them. And that character started out, he was pretty well known for being a white Minecraft, like, I'm pretty sure it was a librarian villager. But originally, it was a brown villager. It was a villager with a brown shirt and things, and randomly, the outfit changed. And I was thinking, no, I could do that with this Volkswagen, except for have a little less of a random reason for it to change, and that's what I did. I crashed the car again, and said, no, Tim's going to be rebuilt again. And in the first How Long Can It Last video, if I remember correctly, yeah, that was the first appearance of this version of Tim. However, I created the car quite a bit before that, and actually the channel banner I created before that video, and I almost actually changed the channel banner, or made the channel banner into what it is before uploading that video, and I think I did. I don't know, I'd have to check. Well, actually, I think I can check that, but I'm pretty sure the channel banner was like that with this version of the car, which hadn't technically been explained yet before even actually explaining what Tim looks like this. Oops. Didn't mean to bump into Tim there. Now, honestly, actually, what was I going to say? I don't know, it's very hard to make a video when you can't remember things. So I guess that's basically it, really. Tim was a thing I created for fun. It is based off of a car that I really like, obviously, and might be recreated in real life. Honestly, I highly doubt anyone's going to watch this video considering what it is. But, hey, if you stuck around, well, thank you. I don't know why you watched a almost 18-minute long, no, now 18-minute long video about Volkswagen, a digital one at that. But if you did, thank you. Also, sorry the video was kind of crap. This is what happens when you make a video. Well, unscripted. So, I guess I could also mention future plans for Tim. There aren't very many. Tim's pretty much perfect as is. Would I prefer a better name for Tim? Yes, but I think it's probably a bad idea to rename the car now. It's going to be a little weird. I mean, I actually have an uncle named Tim. So if he ever sees one of these videos, he's going to be really confused on why I have a Volkswagen that's seemingly named after him, when it isn't. Just was the first name I thought of. Shows how creative I am with naming. The first thing I think of is just a simple 3-lettered name that almost anyone would think of. It's like Tim, Bob, Fred. Those are like the first 3 names I think of when I think of a name for something. It's not very creative at all. Or I'm not very creative, I mean. Yeah. So I guess that's it. I mean, yeah, it's Tim, the Volkswagen. So, yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And also, one more thing. I keep forgetting to say this, and I've forgotten it for the past, like, 5 videos. See you in the future.